I want to basically chunk this down into 3 sections, kind of what you do, some suggestions to do before the open house, during the open house, and then after the open house. So I want to talk about basically what I would suggest doing prior to the open house and what I've done in the past, what's worked, and some things to think about. So I got some notes up here and I'll kind of just bullet point some of these items. First and foremost, pretty simple. Obviously you want to put it in the MLS, or if you're hosting it from another agent or from another listing, they need to add it to the MLS. So you need to communicate with that person the day and time and all that good stuff. There was a tip, and I've never done this myself, so I don't know if it works, but they're saying some MLSs, like if somebody searches for open houses, they'll do it by times. So if there's a bunch of open houses at 2 o'clock, they said, hey, change yours to 1:58 so it shows up first. Good. All right, let's get in a little social media for open houses. It says post a 60-second video on your Facebook page and then boost it. You can boost it through the ads manager on Facebook. And there's some more tactical stuff you can do. This would take a little bit of Googling and or training. But you can create a custom audience. This requires getting the data of the neighbors and then boosting it toward just those neighbors. So that's a little technical. That's a little bit of a learning curve there, but it's. Does anybody know what a custom audience is? So to get a custom audience of a neighborhood, you need basically their email, first names and emails, basically of the entire subdivision. Once you have that, you can upload that list into Facebook called a custom audience, and then you can run an ad directly to those people if they use that email for their login. Okay. So the same thing, this is off topic a little bit, but why not create a custom audience of everybody in your database? So upload the entire called database custom audience, and you can essentially run ads to that audience as well. So only people in your database are seeing your video or your whatever it is. But getting back to open houses, 60-second video, custom audience to the neighborhood, 60-second video goes to your entire database, and it says anybody fits description of potential buyers for that. So it takes a little bit. In a 60-second video, it doesn't have to be too much. Just holding the selfie, don't overthink it. Just say, hey, I'm having an open house at this location, this date and time. Maybe a couple sentences about the house. Hope to see you there. It's basically an invitation. That video also goes, it says Instagram, but I would say any social media that you're on. So that's a couple social media posts. Invite the neighbors to an exclusive property preview prior to the actual open house. So this strategy is you have open house times. Say your open house times are 11 to 2. Well, from 10 to 11, it's strictly for the neighbors in the area, or for the owners. So maybe your flyer is a little bit different. It says, hey, from 10 to 11, we're doing an open house strictly for the owners in the neighborhood. That way, anybody that's coming through at that time is an owner in the neighborhood. So you're meeting, that's one of the goals of the open house, is to meet all the neighbors.
Yeah, for sure.
So have a set time strictly for the neighbors in that area. All right, so many neighborhoods have on Facebook a community group. So you want to, the idea says to join the group and then post in there as well. So then that's another way of kind of reaching out to all the neighbors that way too. The Nextdoor website and app. So find the community you're in and post that event in that Nextdoor as well. Next, signs. The more signs, the better. I know we have a handful, a little bit more here in the office. Hopefully you guys will have your own as well. This says place 20 to 30 signs, you know, out and about. The more, it's all branding toward you, so the more you can put out, the better, in my opinion. That's my least favorite thing about open houses. Like if I can get a lender, aka Mark, to put out my signs, I love open houses. I don't like the pickup and the drop off and all that to do with signs. It's just my thing. Or you can hire some high school kids to go put out 25 signs for you. You know, throw them in a pickup truck and do that. Yeah. No, I don't know. I was just picking out a number, but the more the better. I think I have 10 open house signs personally, which you should probably have more. But all right, so we had the social media videos. That's kind of leading. That's leading up to the open house. I would say, 4 to 5 days ahead of time, especially if you're going to do the custom audience targeting. But now there's a video the day of, like a quick another. Hey, I want to remind you, I'm here at the open house. We're going to start 1 to 3. Carmela's done that in the past. I've seen her. So there's video you can add to your story on Instagram, story on Facebook. It's just a good way. Anything you're doing real estate related is just a good way to pump out content. I'm always doing stuff. Kind of getting into preparing / getting ready to host the actual time of. It's just a checklist here to make sure the property shows well. It's the lights are on. It's inviting. Are you dressed to impress? Or are you giving off of a professional image? Obviously, don't want to show up in shorts and a tank top or something. Does your breath have a minty, fresh smell to it? It says it right here.
Chocolate chip.
So make sure you brush your teeth. Do you have enough business cards? I do. I did want to touch on this a little bit. And that's, the type of handouts you should have at the open house, in my opinion. Because you never know who's going to walk through, whether they're going to be a homeowner, somebody needs to sell their house around the neighborhood, potential buyer. So you want to cover your bases here. So I wrote down, I highlighted, you want to have a market report, kind of market analysis. And that could be as simple as a quick CMA on the most recent homes that have sold in the area. So I like to have a list of what's the market activity, what's sold recently. And let's also have another list of everything that's active for sale in the market. Because what if a buyer comes through and says, I don't particularly like this house. Do you know if there's any others? Yeah, let me take a look. Oh yeah, there's one a couple blocks away. It's a little bit bigger. Here's the price. Would you like me to show it to you later? I can meet you at 5 o'clock. So you're trying to set that future appointment. So having the market knowledge there. There's this report. This is right out of Trend. This is the Trends report. I like this one. It's a simple it's a 4-page report. I don't include the 4th page because people won't understand it. It's about absorption rate. So this report this one here in my hand is for the entire city of Stockton. It's a Stockton housing market report. However, you can customize it just to be strictly for that zip code you're in. Like, hey, this is a report on 95219. Have this with you, maybe have a few different handouts, maybe have a few different copies. In this report, you can brand it with all your information right on top. So if a seller walks through, hey, this is something to give to them, and they can read it. And it just shows you're a market expert, shows your knowledge about what's going on. You don't play around.
Is it available on Amazon?
It's in the trends section when you log on to Prospector. It's a good one to have. Let's see what else. Local information sheet, that's this one. Market, actives and solds. Mortgage breakdown, that's where Mark comes into play. Basically, what it would cost to buy this house. All right. Door knocking.
Yes,
You guys' favorite.
Definitely.
I love it.
Hey, just want to let you know we're having an open house. You might see an unusually large amount of traffic at 123 Main Street. But you're welcome to come by the open house from 10 to 11. You may know a family member or friend who's looking to move into this neighborhood. But I would love to see if you want to see if you want to come see the house, something like that. You know, invite the neighbors to the open house. They say to do the minimum of the 10 neighbors across the street and 5 on either side. So like minimum 20 doors. You can do that the day before or the morning of, whenever you can fit it in your schedule. I've done it in the past. Like some people like just want to talk, and they ask you questions, and they're nice, and you feel like you have a good connection. I take down their name, their address, and then later on I send them a handwritten thank you note. Hey, it was great connecting with you, blah, 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 blah. I try to capture their information, add them to your database.
All right.
All right, you're up. What do we do now?
Well, there's lots of stuff still left to do. But review here. You've picked the open house. You've done your door knocking a day or two before. Now, David didn't touch on that a whole lot, but some. Why do you door knock neighbors? Why would they want to buy that house right there? Why would they want to buy the house right next to them?
One of their relatives,
Yes.
or one of their relatives.
My daughter wants to live in the neighborhood because I'm going to be my daughter's babysitter. And so she wants to live close to me. That's a big one right there. Other one might be they want to come and look at the open house because it's the same model that they're in. And that house is selling for that much? Yeah, if I could sell yours for that much, would you want to sell? And that's where you get listings from. So that's why you knock the neighborhood. Truly on one of the first open houses there, you would want to do that, and you will get people from knocking the doors around the neighborhood. So there's two, you can get sellers or buyers. Mm-hmm. And some people might just want to buy it, you know, if it's the right case, as a rental. And it's close to their house that they can keep an eye on it. So now you've done the door knocking, you've gotten to the house. David said this too. Make sure to get all the windows, you know, the curtains open. What's 3 words in open houses that you should always relate to? It'll be your rule for everyone. I'll give you a hint. Light.
Bright and airy.
Shut up.
Oh,
Light, bright, and airy.
dang.
Keep that in mind. I can't believe you don't know that.
I guess.
That's not in Real Estate 101 anymore? Maybe I'm too old, I don't know. But light, bright, and airy. Keep that in mind. So if you're walking through the house and that bedroom's all closed off dark because they sleep there during the day, open up the curtains, get that thing light and bright. You ever look at pictures on MLS of the bedroom and it's dark? Don't do that. Just don't even do one if you're going to do that. That's a waste of time. It's a turn off to people looking at it all over, all those buyers. Do good pictures or don't do them at all. So now you've got the house, you're there, you're opened it up, you're ready. What are you ready for? So what's always been the old-fashioned way? You're there, now people starting to walk in. You're there for 3 hours, yay, here they come. You see the cars pulling up. What's your main purpose for being in an open house?
Get leads.
Get leads?
Prospecting.
Everybody agree with that one?
Yes,
Good, that's right. Get leads.
leads and prospecting.
You're not there to sell that home, because odds are you're not. If you sell it, great. Guess what? If you sell it, doesn't that mean you got a lead? Yep. Works, huh? So you're after leads. Buyers, a little more typical than sellers, but you will get sellers at open houses that are the most recent ones, because it's, like you said, nosy neighbors are coming to see. I saw they had trucks out there, they were doing something. Oh, they redid the countertops, this and that. Maybe I should do that. Or maybe you should just sell and let me sell it for you, because look what I'm selling this one for. That's a big thing going on right now. I'll bet most people don't know what their house is worth. Unless you're keeping up with it, it's worth more than it was 3 months ago.
Yeah.
You know, probably 10,000 more. So I keep up with mine. A suggestion is do your CMAs on your house every month. Check it out. It's good practice. so that when you do a CMA for somebody else, you know how to do it instead of, wow, I haven't done one before, I don't know what to do. Do it on your house. Make all the mistakes on yours. But find out what your value is and then keep tracking it. I track mine down. I know within 10,000 what I could sell my house for right now today, easily. And so far it's been going up like crazy. So I'm happy.
Need a realtor?
And two more, I do. Two more just went pending around me, and boy, when they sell, my house just went up some more. Because they both sold within 2 weeks. So what does that tell you about the market? You're going to get clients as the market about to crash. I'm telling you right here, this market, with the inventory low as it is, unless we get nuked, it's not happening. We've got too low of an inventory. This market is going to kick for a while. Don't care about Russia. Don't care about Ukraine. This market's going to kick even past all that. It's too strong around here. Other markets might fade. This market's too strong. Why is this market so strong? It's just Stockton. Why is it?
It's affordable. A lot of people from the Bay Area are coming here.
Bay Area, money, 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 money. Silicon Valley, money. Come over here and they can buy a 3,000 square foot home for 700,000. Over there, what are you going to get? I saw a 1,200 square foot home the other day for $1 million.
Yeah.
Big difference, huh? Quality of life, that your house is better here. Maybe not the drive, but the quality of life in your house is better. So you're in there, they're starting to walk in. Your main objective was what? To get leads. Here they come through. What are you going to do? Run hide in the bathroom? Run outside, take a look at the house, let me know if you like it.
That's the easy way up.
I knew this one agent, I went to see him, and he was in the recliner all cocked back snoring. Flyers are on the counter, don't disturb me. Yeah,
Wow.
great. Look, take a look at that sheet I handed out. Look what it's offering.
Oh, the value of your home.
Well, it's one of them.
Estimate.
Free services, plenty of them. So you're offering free services if they're possible, seller or buyer. I'm not here trying to sell you, sir, but I am wanting to show you this sheet where I offer a lot of free services in real estate. Aha. You stop trying to sell them so the wall's going back down, right? Now you can hold a conversation with them. Let them look at that. Do you own a house? Would you like to know how much your home is worth? By the way, in the last 5 years, homes have gone up over 50%, which is unbelievable. So do you know what your home is worth? I'll do that for free. By the way, you see on my sheet, what would that cost if you called an appraiser to have it done for you? $450, that's more like $600 now. So that sheet's old. I seriously suggest you take this sheet, customize it to yourself. Put yourself on here, put your number on there, and offer this. What odds, if they want one of these services, are they more apt to fill that sheet out with the right number and right name? Yeah, they want you to get back and I want to know what my house is worth, or I want that free list of homes. Everybody know how to do the free list of homes on MLS, where you just hook them in and it sends them the list. If anybody doesn't know how to do that, get with me and David after this. You're missing probably the best tool on MLS. It just sends, once you hook them in there, it sends the list out to them. So these are things you're offering. You want to capture as many people. How many came through your open house?
Oh, about 50 to 60. But
Did everybody hear that?
40,
50 or 60?
40,
Yeah.
40 sign-ins.
40 sign-ins.
That is awesome.
That's pretty awesome.
And how many leads do we have so far?
From there, I have, I think, like 14. But
Wow.
14
I mean
follow-up
real
with-
leads.
oh,
Real leads.
like the addresses that
Like you've actually talked to them.
I've talked to, probably like 6.
6.
That's good.
You think she'd have got more if she'd done this?
Maybe.
Do you think you'd have got more?
Yes, I didn't do this.
There you go.
Secret.
There you go. You want to, hey, people go to play blackjack. How do they increase their lead? or how do they increase their chance of winning? You know, you play blackjack because everybody knows blackjack's the best, highest percentage for you to win in the casino. Does everybody know that?
I didn't know that.
It's the highest percentage to win.
Yeah.
It's still low, but it's the highest. The casino's not going to put a game that you're going to win all the time. That's not going to happen. There wouldn't be a casino there. You'd be outside. So use this sheet, practice talking about this sheet, and have it customized to where it's in your name. So,
Can I talk about one point on here?
yep. Which one?
Enter into our giveaway. You guys want to hear about that? I love that one. Okay, enter into our giveaway. So I'll have a normal, actually, it's a little confidential because I'll have a nice prize there. Could be a gift card, could be, you know, a good prize somebody want to win. And it's a contest really. And the contest is, hey, you know, the market's pretty insane right now. I have them guess what they think the house is going to sell for. So what do you think the house is going to sell for? The closest person is going to win this prize. So
Good way to stay in touch with them.
you get people to fill out their name, email, phone number, whatever they're comfortable with, and what they think the house is going to sell for. And you say, hey, when this house sells, if you're the lucky winner, I'll reach out to you, send you your prize.
Yeah, so they checked off that one, I want to win the prize, filled it out, put the price there.
But you got to explain it to
You
them.
got a real lead.
You got to explain the contest to them. And it's a fun little thing to do. And are you just going to follow up with the winner?
No.
You follow up with everybody. Hey, guess what? I met you at the open house. The house sold. It sold for $725. Unfortunately, you weren't there. How's your home search going?
You lost, but you can win by working with
Yeah.
me. Ha, good one, huh? Not him, me. Work with me, you win again.
So that's an easy way to get people's contact.
So
'Cause the winner's
please
gonna win.
practice this and get to where you put it out there. That's a real good catch right there. Let's say, well, they've got the wall up and they're not interested. Well, I'd like to win that prize. By the way, do you give the prize away after every one open house?
Yeah, I mean, would you be willing to spend $25?
Yeah, but I mean, okay, let's say you get a bigger prize like a computer or something. Obviously, you're not going to give away a computer at every open house because hopefully you're holding quite a few of them and you just can't afford that.
You can do a bigger prize like on a quarterly basis. Like every quarter, we're going to give away this prize to anybody that comes to the open house.
Is that more incentive to fill this out? To win a computer, a $400
Or like an
computer
iPad.
or something like that?
The new iPads, there's some lower end models. Like, I know some people that do that.
Yeah. So
Once a quarter, give it away.
those ideas, you're there 3 hours of it's showtime and you want to collect leads. You have 42 people walk through. That is a great open house. If a month from now I get with you and you haven't sold any of them anything yet,
No
it was a
pressure.
great open house, but not a very good production. Did the open house work? Everything you did, you set it up, you advertised it. 42 people came through, obviously did a good job. Now you got to capture some of those people. 42 people, I'm just going to grab one around the ankle, he's not leaving. I'm going to hold on to him. I'm holding on to you until you say you're going to work with me. I'm kidding, kinda.
There's a.
You can go over and just lock the door and not let him out, But
I know a guy in the Bay Area. He's the #1 agent out there in Los Gatos. His whole thing is open houses, and his main goal for an open house is get one appointment. He just wants one appointment, buyer or seller. And if he's engaged in a conversation with somebody he thinks he's going to get an appointment, like he'll kind of ignore the other people that are coming through the open house because like his one main objective is get a future appointment. So he might say, hey, go ahead and there's some flyers over there. If he's engaged in a homeowner down the street about their house and thinking about selling, he'll kind of let the other people just walk through.
yeah, there's a flyer, go take it. I'm on him right now.
Yeah.
So if you get one good lead out of that open house, was it successful? 1 out of 42, is that successful?
Yeah.
Yes, big time, because you're going to hold 5 more in the next 5 weeks. Now you have 5 good leads. Doesn't sound like much. 42 came through and I got 1 good lead. But I'm going to keep doing this. At the end of the month, after I've held 5 open houses, I've got 5 or 6 solid leads, and probably more. But even 1 is good. Was your open house successful? Yes, it was. If you got 2 or 3, it's even more successful. So now you've gotten some people interested and you've engaged them into conversation. You've got your professional lender right there with you, who, by the way, probably will do the flyers for you too that you're going to hand out as they come in, right?
Yes, sir.
Mark, why don't you come over and tell us what to do with try to building rapport with these people and capturing them in a way that you know that they're good, like finding out if they're qualified, things like that.
Okay, so Richard and David did an amazing job, first of all, talking about the open houses, right? And what you do, how you get prepared. I had some of that information here, but they did a wonderful job, so there's not many points.
Stole your thunder?
Yeah, definitely stole by thunder.
Yeah.
But there is a skill. There is a skill involved. And so first of all, I'd like to get a show of hands.
Got it.
Who has been licensed for less than, say, 6 months? Okay. Who's did at least 3 open houses in the last 2 months?
3?
Who's done none? Is there anyone that hasn't done any open houses here? No? Okay. So when you're new licensed, it's all about, and this is just my perspective, but it's all about creating different baskets of business, okay? And the one basket of business that you can really count on to really generate leads are open houses. So if you're a new agent and you're not doing open houses, you're not doing yourself any favors, because that is the only place that you're going to be where everybody that you encounter is interested in what you do. Maybe not what you do personally, but are they're in the market to purchase. So they are someone that potentially you can close a deal with, right? So with that being said, when you convert these individuals to clients, if they don't buy now, maybe they're going to buy now, maybe they're going to buy later, maybe they just don't ever get back in touch with you. But you guys all probably have a CRM, right? Someone that you guys put all of your clients in there, or potential clients, a database.
They should.
Right? A database is going to be the foundation of your business 3 years, 5 years out, 7 years out, even 20 years out. The database, you don't want to start 6 years from now or 3 years from now, because there's going to be a lot of people that you talk to, because we're in the business of numbers, right? The rule of numbers doesn't lie. If you talk to X amount of people, you're going to get X amount of conversations. Those conversations end up being potential clients, or they turn into clients, and then a percentage of those will actually close. So you always got to be dumping people into your database. Now, some of these CRMs that are out are very good. Some of them will do what's called a drip campaign, right? Yeah. So every month or every 2 weeks, whenever you set it, some of these systems will automatically reach out to your client, right? So they may send out like an email of some sort that you want to go out every few months, just checking in with you. So that is what you call marketing when you're sleeping, okay? When you're sleeping, there's something working for you in the background. It's your CRM with all of the names that you've put in there over the last 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. And then occasionally you're going to get people that call you because they just received an email, or now they're interested in purchasing it before they weren't, right? So the leads that you capture at an open house, if you have 40 people walk through, and say you come home and you are so excited because you had 20 conversations and you feel that you just killed the day today. You feel that you went out and you did something, right? You had great experiences, people told you great things, they gave you the buying signs, and you're just super excited. Well, I also want to let you know this. Open house leads, the candle goes out quickly. If you do not get in contact with them, they're going to forget about the great experience that you had. They're going to forget the keywords that really intrigued them to working with you, and they're going to go back to their other sphere of influence, or the other realtor that they were working with before, when you worked so hard to get that conversation. So depending on how diligent your follow-up methods are, is going to determine the outcome of the outcome of how many deals you'll close in an open house. So with that being said, what we want to do is we want to, when people come through the open house, this is a skill and it's something that you're going to get better at over time, right? Some of you might be a little timid, but you know you got to do it. You got to get out of your comfort zone. We're in the business of talking to people. And if you don't ask for the business, someone else is going to ask for the business, right? So how we do that? Who's bought a car lately in the last, say, 6 months to a year and remembers their experience?
Couldn't find one.
Couldn't find one? Yeah, here nowadays, right? So we all know that when we go to a car lot, we kind of do this, right? Because right when we step on the lot, what happens? You see one from the left, one from the right, one from the front, and one from the back. And you're like, man, all I wanted to do was just come and look for a car. I didn't want to come here and talk. Maybe I'm not in a mood to talk. I just want to look, right? So you got that pesky salesperson coming to you, and half the people will be open and talk to them right away, and some of you guys will be like, you know, I want to look without the pressure. I don't want you to get me to engage into an application and talk to me about finance options and all that. Right now, I want to come here and do what I wanted to do first, right? So at an open house, it's the same way. So let me have a volunteer, somebody please, just anyone. Sure. So I want you to just walk out this door here and turn around and come back in.
I'm gonna record
Okay.
this.
There we go. Pressure's on.
Hey, hi, Miss Customer, how are you? My name is Mark Gonzalez, and I work with this real estate company. I have a great team, and we're here to help you, and you know, better increase the chances of you being able to get a home soon. I just want to let you know that I'm available, right, to talk to you. That was not the way to do it. Okay? Now, go back out and come back in. Hello, how are you today?
Good, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. My name is Mark. I'm from XYZ Company. And feel free to come on in and take a look at the house and let me know if you have any questions. So now, go take a look around. And then you're going to
you
end up
did?
back this way.
Hey, how you doing? My name's Dave. I'm here to see the house. Yeah.
Hi, David. How are you? Yes.
Come talk to me. No.
Yeah. And we're going to call you just Tammy for this one, okay? So hi, Tammy. Did you have any
Trying to throw 'em
questions?
off.
Nice to meet you again.
Nice to meet you,
actually,
too.
I had a question about the backyard.
Okay.
Can you add on to the back of the house, into the backyard? Is there a permit that we have to get, or is there something that we can get out of getting the permit to add on?
It's definitely possible, and that's a great question. So what we can do is I will get some more property specifics, right, and see if that's possible, and I definitely can get back to you. As you keep this house in mind, I'll get back to you, okay? Did you have an opportunity to see that this is just going to go, I'm not a master at this part because this is your program with the services, right? But let's say that I'm good at getting the client to want to play the game, right? So we're doing a prize giveaway today, and this is, other things that we do. Would you
Guess
mind
the
completing
prize.
that when you have an opportunity while you're here?
Sure, sure.
Okay, awesome. And also, I just wanted to let you know, I'm here with so-and-so, and we're actually I have a lender and myself, so I'm a full service agent. What that means is I have a lender on standby at all times, with awesome programs that can help you, get you a much better experience of buying a home, okay? And so she's signing in, and I'm just looking for opportunities. I don't want to overwhelm her. I want her to feel comfortable, right? So it also has to do with the open house you're at. Make the open house comfortable. Whether you have music, or you have a candle lit, or you have some cookies baking in the oven, it brings that home, right? Make it feel comfortable. They're going to feel comfortable to talk to you. What your goal is to be able to profile this client and kind of ask some key questions to see if there's an opportunity for you to move forward. Okay? So with this same client here, now that my lender's coming over here and introduce, hi, I'm Lender. It's great to meet you. How's your home shopping been recently?
It's been okay. I'm still looking. I haven't really got a pinpoint price of what I'm going to be trying to get. So I'm just kind of seeing what my options are.
Let me ask you a question. And this is where she's going to plead with me that she has put in multiple offers and she's not having that much success. So let me ask you a question. I know that we're in a crazy market right now. How's your experience been? Have you been putting in a lot of offers lately?
Yeah, I've been putting them in, and they're all getting turned down, and I don't know what to do here. And this is just frustrating because
Work
I
with
have
Dave.
family, and we need to get moved.
Okay.
And I need to quit getting outbid
Okay.
by everyone else.
Gotcha. So I understand, I did hear you talking a minute ago, you said you had a lender and a real estate team, but I just want to let you know, you're putting down, you said you were putting down 10%, right, at
Yes.
least?
Yes, I
Okay,
am.
cool. So I just want to let you know that right now, there's a special program that we do, and it's getting my clients accepted offers much quicker. Would you like to know what that
Like,
is?
how quick? Like
Okay.
10 days?
So there's a program called Cash Up, and it's just specifically to us. Even though you're putting 10% down, we can actually approve you as a cash buyer. So the offers that you've been placing recently, they probably look like this. Buyer to bring in 10% down, 21 to 25 day close. There's going to be a loan contingency of at least, say, 15 to 17 days. There's appraisal contingency, but the offer's great. She gave a good price, right? So what we're doing as a lender is we're bringing the value to our partnership to you guys, and we want to create innovative programs to help clients like herself. To where if you imagine a funnel, right? When you put in your initial offer and an offer like I just said, as opposed to the way I'm going to show you now, you're competing with this many people at first. Okay, you go to this house, there's 22 offers on the table, and this poor client, first-time home buyer, just got married, wants to get a house, and she needs some sort of leverage. So Evergreen's going to provide you that leverage. So we start here at the top of the funnel. Where you're probably competing with 20 to 25, right?
Yes,
And we
everything.
shrink it down to where you're just competing with this many people, 3 people maybe, right? Because what we're doing is, since she had money down, she's qualifying for this program, and we're going to make her, instead of a finance borrower, we want to give the seller a much bigger appetite for what we have to offer, right? So now, if you heard like how I presented the last offer, this is how the new offer would look. So-and-so wants to purchase this price for a great amount, seller loves it. There's no loan contingency, there's no appraisal contingency. We only require an inspection, right? And a good cash price, but now she's offering 500 grand in cash as opposed to needing a loan. Now, can you see how important it is for you to know the programs that your lender can do, right? You can have a seat, thank you very much. So
Good job.
that right there is an example, right? And that's just one program of many. You have to utilize what your loan officer has to offer to make your market, to make your offer more competitive today with the cash buyers come from Bay Area and other places, right? So that's one way to do it. Remember, you always want to make them feel comfortable. You want to look body language wise when you have that opportunity to speak with them. And you got to do these open houses every weekend. You know, you got to do them every weekend, because what you're going to do, open houses are lead banks. Then when you get a listing, you create another lead bank, right? If you are a new agent and you don't have business right now, and you are doing these open houses, and you just have at least the skill to engage with people, but maybe you're a great marketer, you're great with follow-ups, you're going to increase your chances of closing business. And that's going to be the difference. Your attitude, your effort, your motivation is what's going to separate you from all the other new agents that are trying to do the same thing. Some people come in with all the great goals and they can't complete it, right? So you have to get out of the way of yourself and put yourself out there, because if you don't get the business, somebody else is, right? Okay, so as I'm finishing up and talking about 1 or 2 more topics, please, if you would take one and pass one around. Thank you. There's a packet of information here. It goes over a couple different things. We're going to get started here on the pre-approval process in just a moment, but I want to reiterate that when you get open house leads, practice being a master follow-up person, because as soon as it's been 24
have this.
hours, that candle lights went out. Okay, they came, they seen you, they loved you, but now they got home, they went to sleep, they woke up, their normal agent called them by noon, and then you're following up with them at 3 o'clock the next day, and they're already super excited with their other agent again. You missed your opportunity, right? So you got to be protective of the business that you encounter, right?
Just a couple things came to mind I had highlighted, thought I'd share with you, just getting back to open houses. And the first one is the mindset really going into it. And I've always had the position of just having the mindset of wanting to just help. Be there. You're there to answer questions. You're there to build a rapport and answer questions. And if you have any other mindset other than that, then it's going to come across in the conversations you're having. So I think you just need to don't have any expectations that you're going to get any business that day. Just be there to answer questions, help, provide information, and build a relationship with that person that walks through the door. Because anything other than that, like I said, they're just going to read right through you. And your goal, and one goal of an open house is to build relationships with more people, have more conversations, and ultimately put those folks into a database that you can market to. Getting back, just building rapport, and then start pre-qualifying, asking some probing questions. One I've always liked to ask after I welcome them is, how did you find the open house today? Did you see it online, or were you just driving around? If they saw it online, they came there specifically to see the house. If they're just driving around, they could be looky-loos or a neighbor. So kind of, based on their answer, can kind of tell you what they're thinking. If you know they're a buyer, how long have you been searching for a house? Where have you been looking online? What apps, what websites you've been looking for or looking at? Do you need to sell a house first? Hey, that'd be a good one. You need to sell a house? Don't be afraid to ask these questions. All right, couple things on follow-up real quick after the open house. So it says here, studies have shown 68% of all leads require 8 to 12 follow-up attempts before they respond to you. So just because you call them after the open house and they don't answer, just because you text them they don't answer, or email they don't answer, like studies show it takes time. One thing that I have heard, and I've done it a couple times, that really makes a big difference: video text follow-up. So you're in the house with the gorgeous kitchen, and you hit record on your phone and you say, "Hey Mark, hey Steve, hey Susie, just want to thank you for coming to the open house today. It was a joy meeting you, or pleasure," use your own words. If there's anything I can do to help you with your real estate search or process or whatever, I'm here to help you. This is my cell phone number. Text them the video. People are going to watch a video text, I guarantee it.
Yeah, I agree.
So you can record one video and send it to everybody, or you can record personalized videos saying their name and send it out to everybody. One, to send it out is more time, or a little bit easier, right? Because you're just doing one. Hey, thanks so much for joining my open house today. It's a pleasure meeting you. If there's anything I can do for you, blah, 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 blah. And you want to do it, you almost want to mention the street name too. Hey, thanks for joining me at my Murata open house today. Remember the one with the gorgeous kitchen? Because they could be going around all these different houses and then it becomes a blur. So mention a feature at the house. Hey, you remember the one with the gorgeous backyard? It was good meeting you today. So video text, same day, right after the open house. Boom. Yes.
Is that the only time you send video text?
You can do it as a follow-up later on. That's my next point, actually, is, it takes 8 to 12 follow-up attempts. Well, there's multiple different ways to do that. People communicate in different ways. So you can do a phone call, voicemail, text message, video message, I just talked about that, email, handwritten note, stalk them on social media. It says social media follow, but that's kind of a stalking. But, it's weird how people pop up. Oh, you know that guy? Yes.
It actually,
So the goal is, strategically create your follow-up plan for each and every person. And it could be one. Okay, right after the open house, I'm going to do a video text. See how they respond. And then I could go down it could get more intimate with that person. If they don't respond, what are you going to do then? Okay, I'm going to call them the next day. Then I'm going to email them 4 days later. Hey, have you had a chance to connect with your lender to get pre-approved? Then maybe it's another email, then another call. Like, you put together the cadence and the schedule of what you're going to follow up, with over the next 2 weeks. And then once they respond, and you just start working with them. So that's following up afterwards. But I think a video text, like, they'll watch that, and it's simple.
The first thing I want to do, okay? This is very, very important. I'm actually excited to see this happen. I challenge each one of you after this class, okay? Because this tool that I'm going to give you is a proven tool, and I heard it from people that are $1 million earners. I try to pull things from people that speak that are consistent with other things, right? And there was a convention, and I would tell you right now that if you can, at least for your work week, calendar yourself for your activities. You should have, let me just give you some examples. Tuesdays from 10 to 12, I door knock at a neighborhood of choice. Monday mornings at 8 o'clock, I send my emails to potential buyers that I met at an open house, okay? On Thursday or Friday, I'm going to look into another lead source. I'm gonna try to set an appointment, call a couple different places, set an appointment, and see if I can, be of assistance, or if I can get into this group of nurses or this group of doctors or this fire station that I want to drop by because I ran into a program that helps firefighters through my lender. I challenge you to create a calendar, because if you're operating on autopilot right now, it will not work. You've got to do the things that the masterminds do, and they calendar their work week. Okay? Try to put 3 things on your week next week. And it's not for 1 week, okay? Because anything we do to get any value of it, it has to be what?
3 days.
Consistent, right?
It has to be consistent, because if you come to me and tell me, Mark, I went to 200 doors today, I hand out flyers, and I'm like, excellent, that is awesome, because that's a great activity, right? But then we have a conversation like a month from now, and you're like, okay, I need flyers because I haven't door knocked in a month. You can't go out and get it all at one time. You got to do things consistently. If it's not on a calendar, it's not going to happen. We're all very, very busy. Even myself, I have to calendar for the times that I am working on your pre-approvals, the times that I'm out doing special functions like this that I love to do. I love to speak and teach and mentor, okay? If I don't put it on the calendar, it's not going to happen, okay? Make that something that creates action in your business. Remember, action, motivation, get inspired by somebody, because you don't get paid for your free time to go look for business. You get paid when business closes, right? Okay, so last item, pre-approval. It's very, very simple, right? You say, Mark, you just sent me a text message and you said, call Matt Ramirez. He wants to get pre-approved. The things that we do to make this happen, basically, it requires a borrower to be proactive with me. Okay, I can deliver and have quick turn times, but if your buyer is not proactive, you're like, Mark, come on, I don't have this pre-approval yet. What's taking so long? Well, we need to make sure that our buyer is engaged. So you and I are in constant communication, right? You're in communication with your buyer, checking in to see how things are going. I'm obviously talking to them a lot, and I'll let you know. They went MIA or everything's moving smooth. There's a couple points of communication that I stress, that I send updates on. One is that the application has been received and the income documents have been requested, because that's first and foremost the most important. And then I let you guys know when the documentation comes in, so you know when your pre-approval process starts, right? So then I'm just going to go through a buyer consultation. I'm going to look at their income, look at their credit. I'm going to strategize like a puzzle and see which way makes the deal work for your client the best. So are we all good on that challenge? Is everyone going to calendar some stuff so we can take steps to success? Awesome. Thank you very much for your time today.